And Mr. Speaker, you can start your talk now, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much to School Reformer and Ms. Praveena especially for inviting me for this webinar to talk about the human resources in schools. So, well, there are a lot of things that are to be talked about in human resources in school, but I will be covering a few topics here. And I would like permission from Ms. Praveena if I can share a presentation as well, if it is possible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can share it.
Yeah, I can. I'll do it. Can you see the presentation?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So, well, let me introduce myself first of all. My name is Syed Hamid Hasan, and I have been working into the educational recruitment and other services related to human resources to education institutions. And after working so hard and seeing a lot of problems in the human resource area in the organizations like school, I came up with the startup of Edjobster, which is an applicant tracking system. We can talk about it later. But today's topic is human resources management in school. Well, there are a lot of human resources in our school, and the leaders who are managing those human resources are mostly principals or administrators or coordinators. Well, their part of managing them is in terms of academic mostly, but there are a lot of things. The role of a human resource manager, we need to understand, is not just about hiring, but it is also about engaging with employees, keep motivating them, resolve all their issues. So the overall work which they are doing should be proper, should be fast, it should be aligned with the organizational goals as well. So human resource manager is in charge of recruitment, training, support to the employees of the company, and to help them achieve the organizational goals. That's the role of a human resource manager. And well, most organizations, education institutions do not have human resource manager. Mostly that role is done by the administrator or the principal. But if there is a human resource manager at your organization, it will be more beneficial for your organization, and it's a complete big responsibility that a person has to run the organization, take care of the employees at every level. So today's there are few topics that we will be covering today. Well, there are a lot of things that are to be talked about, but today we will be covering employee wellness, employee engagement, and talent acquisition. These are the three topics that I have taken today, as I will be speaking on these. So first, I will take employee engagement. Well, you must have complaints with your employees that they are not performing well, they are not doing things on time. Sometimes there is a delay, they're not doing it properly. And also there are problems with the retention, means employees are leaving, not working for long. After a year or two, they are leaving, but you want your employees to work for minimum 5 years, 10 years, even their lifetime. But you are not able to engage them with yourself. See, employee engagement is not about happiness of employees or health of employees. It's actually about the emotional connection that you can build with the employees and the organization. So the employee engagement is emotional connect of employee to employee has to the that employee has to the organization and its goals. So if the employee is emotionally attached to the organization, I'll just give you a brief example. When you see an advertisement right now, there are advertisements. The purpose of advertisements is that the customer, the person who is watching it, can relate to it, can emotionally connect to it. Then only they will buy the product or whatever the services are, or the brand. That is the brand awareness. So in the same way, if you don't see your employees just as a workforce, but as a team, people who are going to grow your business, that can also be your, if you see them as your customer, like your students or your parents, then you need to make them connect with the organization emotionally. Then only they will be putting their best efforts ahead towards the growth of the organization, and they will not leave the organization if they are emotionally connected to it. That's how employee engagement works. So how you can do it? What is the method that you can do it? What are the steps that you should take? First thing is talk to your employees. It starts simple with awareness. If you are not going to tell them what the organization is, what the vision is, what the organization goals are, they are not going to do their best. Talk to them, tell them what is expected and how they can achieve those goals which are expected. If you will talk to them, they will understand you and they will definitely work with you, because communication is the best key. If you will communicate everything to them, it is going to benefit to the organization at the end. Second thing is help them upskilling. There are a few complaints I have received from the employers, principals or directors. They say that we train our teachers, we train our employees, but they use that skill that they have got, and they take another job from it at a higher pay scale. And we are hesitant to train them. But if we will train them, they will leave us. Now, that's not the mindset that an employer should have. Rather, you are definitely upskilling them. But there is another thing that you have to do with the upskilling. Why are they leaving the organization? Because if they have possessed a new skill, they expect a raise in their salary, because now they have an additional skill. Yeah, you train them, that's good. But they also expect a raise. They want recognition of the work that they're doing from that skill. And if we talk about upskilling is not just related to the job. There are other skills which are also required in personality, like mindset or whatever. You should give an upper hand to the employee. Yeah, you have to have the skill which are job related, but you should also upskill yourself in other areas which you feel like. So the employee will do some personality development course, some mindset course, some drawing course, some activity course, some new technical skill course, which the person feels like I should do it. And don't worry, it is not going to take the employee away from you. It is going to, build a multitasker for your organization. It is anyway going to benefit you, because that person has built a personality of learning and implementing it in the daily activities that they are doing. So, and it also, you are also able to engage with the employees in this upskilling area, because emotionally you are connected. You have talked to your employees, they are emotionally connected. Now you are upskilling them, so they know that the organization trusts us. They are helping us grow, because growth, and every employee looks for growth, financial growth and career growth as well. Upskilling helps in career growth. Now, the third thing about that you can do for employee engagement is the collaborative activities. If I talk about these collaborative activities, just like cultural activities that we do with students, there are, quarterly cultural programs that we do in schools. Now, if we talk about the COVID situation, these collaborative activities were only on occasions, on festivals or cultural activities. But in lockdown, where the school was online, even so, all the teachers would come up, all the employees will come together, do some activities, some brainstorming, some talent activity, and even the top management people would join these their employees in these activities. So accessibility to the top management is easy. So after that, the employees are more comfortable, they are doing more productively. And these activities are not only related to work, but to help them collaborate, to help them in teamwork, and to open up out of the job. So these activities are also more helps in more engagement with the employees, to be connected with them. If you are connected, these are the activities which will help the employees connect emotionally with the organization. Then only they will work towards the organizational goals. The fourth thing is that is timely appraisal and recognition. The appraisal usually happens in a year, and there are two kind of employees. One who want financial appraisal, financial recognition, money motivated. The other are who want recognition, who want appreciation of the work that they are doing. So both the things are to be, taken into consideration. There should be timely appraisals of the employees there, and also, their work should be recognized. They should be awarded with the award certification, and so that keeps them motivated. If they are motivated, if they know that we are also growing financially, we are also growing in our career, we are recognized for our work, then employees will work more towards it. If you see, it really works out. These all four things that I have told you, it really works out with the employee engagement. It also helps you in retention as well. So this was all about employee engagement. Moving ahead with the second topic, that is employee wellness. We mostly, what I have heard, I have listened, which I recently also learned about in a school, that if you are going to give a comfort zone, not, I won't say comfort zone, but a comfortable environment to your employees, they are not going to work effectively. But it doesn't work like that. If you are going to give your employees more comfort, more ease of mind, and more comfortable environment, they are going to work more effectively. And this is where employee wellness comes. We never talk about employee wellness, their mental health, their physical health. But if we talk about it, if we help them in their healthy lifestyle to have a healthy behavior, they will be more productive. The work that they are supposed to do in two days, they can even do it in one day if they are healthy mentally, basically. So employee wellness is a program that encourages work wellness and motivates employees to change their behavior towards a healthy lifestyle. Usually nowadays in the work culture, employees are not having a healthy lifestyle. They are not having, much sport activity or workout sessions. And that also helps them, affects them physically as well as mentally. So employee wellness comes in. So there are four things that is there in the employee wellness. The first thing, how you can do it is, how you can put up a program of employee wellness in your organization is, first of all, there is awareness. If your employees don't know the symptoms of the disease that they are going through or the problem that they are going through, they are not going to speak up. That problem is not going to be solved. So the awareness is the first step. If you can do a session by a doctor or a specialist on certain symptoms which are diagnosed in people working, right? So they will know about the problems which are there. They can analyze themselves. Then comes the second part, that is prevention. So when the employees know what the problem is, if they are having depression, anxiety, if they are having mental issues, if they are having some physical problem, and if they are not comfortable, then you should open a doorway for them to communicate with you for their mental health problems or whatever problem they are having in their health. So you can guide them in the right direction, so they can take help from a specialist, which will, firstly, which will make them healthy. Then they will be more productive and they will be even thankful to you. And at the end, they will be retained because you are helping them in their personal problems as well. So employee wellness helps very much in all the overall growth of the organization, because if your employees are healthy, if they are working well, if they are having a right mental health, they will be more productive. Now, employee wellness does not have to be at a certain level of employees, mid-level or lower level, but it should be from bottom to top. Even from the lowest employee to the top manager, it should be talked about. There should be solution to it, because everybody goes through some or the other mental or physical problems. And if it is communicated, everybody in the organization will be healthy, right? So it should be an approach from bottom to top. At the end, if your employees are healthy, if they are mentally well, excuse me, if they are doing good, then then they are going to do very well in the organization, and they will be more productive if they are healthy. So it is going to anyway boost your business, boost your, brand value, everything. The third thing is that we do, that we are going to cover up today is talent acquisition. Well, it's one of the roles of human resource managers, and it is very important because when there is a requirement of there is hiring needs, then the talent acquisition is one of the part that happens. So talent acquisition is often under the umbrella of human resource manager and involves sourcing, attracting, interviewing, hiring, and onboarding employees. So this is the complete definition of talent acquisition. And it is a process from hiring to onboarding, right? And how it works is, firstly, there is sourcing. You source applications right now. I hope you would be sourcing applications from multiple job boards. You are posting online or newspaper advertisements, or on social media posts. People are applying from there. They're sending you applications on email, on WhatsApp. So that is one thing, is sourcing. This is one part. The second part is interview. When you source applications, you screen them. Okay, which are the qualified ones who fit in the criteria of the job. Then you do an assessment, or you send them an assessment test, or you call them for an interview, take a written assessment test, and then qualified candidates are taken ahead, and selected candidates are taking on onboarding. They are selected. Now, it's a very important thing when you are onboarding. So you should create a smooth onboarding experience of your employees. Okay, you should do a smooth onboarding experience for your employees. Just if there is a contract to be signed, that should be told in advance. If there are other things which are related to, if you are giving some package at the onboarding stage, then you should be you should give all those things. It should be an happy onboarding process which will make the employee comfortable while joining. So it will be good for the organization as well. The employee will be motivated. I was welcomed well. So it's very important to have a good onboarding experience for the employees. So there are a lot of things in this process, and we do a lot of things manually over here. Like if we are sourcing applications, we are posting jobs everywhere, we are receiving applications, and we are manually we are checking each and every application and selecting shortlisting applicants. But in this process, usually what happens, it might have happened with you, any one of you as well, that you saw an application in an email. Okay, that was a good candidate. You said, I'll keep that for future hiring. And when there was a requirement, for that particular job, and you recalled, yeah, there was an application where that I needed. Okay, you keep on searching it, but you can't find. So you lost data. And now you regret that I got a very good application, but I can't find it. So that is actually you couldn't manage the applications and you lost data. And this is but what I'm trying to say is that this is a process. This is a task that you can automate. You can store data, you can manage data. There are softwares out there. Then the second thing is about interview scheduling. Sometimes you see that, okay, you shortlist a candidate, you call them up, you tell them you can come for the interview this date on this time. But you see sometimes candidates don't show up, they forget, they are not available. But you can also, to schedule interviews online, share your calendar invite, candidate accept it. So they also have a reminder continuously that they have to go for an interview. So they even show up. There is higher chances that they will show up. So you can even automate this, where you are just calling, rather your calendar invites work there. You can automate that. The third thing is about the assessment. Their assessments, you are calling them. Usually what happens, the candidates come to the organization, the company, they fill up the assessment form, then that is checked manually, and then the next round of interviews happen. But what you can do is, in the assessment also, you can do it online. You can send them online questionnaires, assessment questionnaires, setting the criteria for the answers, scoring them. There are tools out there, that assessment tools that helps. And with that assessment, you can shortlist candidates faster. So these are the things that you can automate. How you can automate, these are the mundane tasks that you don't have to just look at. This is the process which is there, and you don't have to look at it. Actually, You don't have to waste time on it. You should be focusing on the human part of it. You should be focusing on interviewing them, as understanding the person emotionally, personally, while speaking to them. These tasks are just a process, and you should automate them. So what first thing is, in the sourcing place, as I just told you, that is the management of data, basically, where you are sourcing applications from everywhere. You are managing it somewhere in one place. You can use filters, and you can manage the applications in one place. Second thing is about the assessments. As I just told you, pre-screening assessment tools are there. Through using them, you can set a criteria, so candidates are qualified, shortlisted in an easy way. It is faster way to do it. Then there are interviews. You can schedule interviews online, share calendar invites, as I just told you. So at the end, with all these tools that you use, you are able to track the candidates. You are able to track the applications. You are able to track everything at every level of interview. So you are not losing track of everything, and you don't have to keep reminding yourself that I have to do a task. You can create reminders for task as well. And anytime you just open something, where you are at the hiring stage. You can assess what is the time to hire you are taking to close an opening, right? All these things are measured, and you should automate tasks which can be automated. So that is what Edjobster is also about. We have developed an applicant tracking system, which helps you streamline your hiring process and automate the mundane tasks which are there, which helps you, the organization, to hire more faster. And even if I talk about the data that you collect, you can even reuse that data in future hirings. Right now, if your organization is 20-25 years old, you might have received, I would say, more than 100,000 applications, but you don't have any of it right now with you. So if you have a data stored in a system, in cloud or somewhere, you can reuse that for future hirings, which will make the hiring even faster. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining this session. And I'm Syed Hamid Hasan. Thank you so much, School Reformer, for giving me this opportunity to share a valuable insights on human resource managers in school, and how we can improve the employee engagement, have a better employee wellness programs, and also about the talent acquisition that organizations can do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Hamid. We have some questions lined up here. Most of the questions are covered already. The answers are given by you. But I would like to read out those to you, since they're posted. So somebody wants to know about your background, Mr. Hamid. Please tell us about your background.
Well, I started as a recruitment consultant in 2017, about more than 5 years ago. As a recruitment consultant, I'm associated with Prigem Solutions, and we have been giving educational recruitment services and other training and other services to education institutions across India, pan India, and we have been able to hire from different states. Right. And we have made the services of as educational consultant is to make the process faster, to get qualified candidates. And our clients only have to, for if they have given a requirement, within a week, they have to do 1 or 2 interviews. And those candidates are 90 to 99% qualified in the criteria. So I've been doing that for last 5 years, and understanding the problems in the processes of the organizations, school organizations. I come up with the idea of Edjobster that can solve the current problems in the human resource management of schools. So that is my background. And another thing why I wanted to do it is, why I'm doing this Edjobster thing is because, as you will also agree with me, that there is no one human resource policy. There is no standard human resource policies or human resource standard in education institutions. Every institution has their own policy, which are not comfortable, which employees are not comfortable with. If they are coming from some other organization, they would say that we had this thing in our previous organization, but we don't have this right now. So things change. Well, change is good, but if I'm also working on drafting a good HR policy, working with the reputed education institutions, brands across India, so we can have certain policy which can be used by every organization to have a good human resource management.
Good to know, sir. The second question I think you have answered just now. What made you get interested in the area of education of HR? So you just explained that. I'll move on to the next question. From what you have seen, how will you rate the quality of teachers in schools these days?
Well, the quality of teachers varies from organization to organization. It also matters at the geographical area. If I talk about pan India, and the quality in rural areas, it also depends on the management, the school management. Right now, it's good in some areas and it's very poor. And it all depends on the quality of teachers that we have. And the quality of teachers right now, if I tell you, give you a straight example, I was hiring for a client a few time back, but I closed that client because they were hiring for very cheap. They were saying that we want a TGT teacher for 10 to 12,000. So I said that's not possible, because if you want that candidate would be unqualified, will not have B.Ed, will not be trained, might not have experience, because right now a person that you are looking for would be in the range 30 to 40,000 rupees. So I won't be able to get you the best candidate. But he said that's not a problem. You give me unqualified candidate, but I want somebody with good communication skills. But I said, like, that person won't be able to give any value to the students. So it would be of no use. So it all matters on the vision of the organization, how they want to go ahead with the school. Yesterday, I went to an event and I met a principal from Nashik, and she told me like their fee structures are very low. They are not making any profits, but the school management has a vision, so they are paying very high salaries to the teachers and they are not making any profit, but they are comfortable with it. The students are satisfied, parents are satisfied, and they are able to provide a quality of education in a rural area. So these kind of things happens. We will see different things in different organizations, but the quality of education matters on the quality of teacher, and we should accept that the quality comes at a price, whether that is a quality Apple product or that is a quality human resource with skills.
True, sir. True. So to recruit motivated and talented teachers, what should schools do?
Well, rather, I would say recruit first and then motivate them. As I just told about the employee engagement. You have to do the employee engagement thing. You will have to motivate them, talk to them, and train them, upskill them. Then only they will be motivated. And if you want them to be more motivated, take care of their health. Give them employee wellness programs. Help them with their mental health. Give them comfort. They will be motivated if they know the goals of the organization. So communicate with them, right? So it won't be easy. How can you hire a motivated person? That person must be working some other organization, might not be comfortable, not motivated in that organization. That's why that person is looking for a new job. So, first hire, then motivate.
Right. Can you stop sharing your screen, sir? We want to see you in full view so that audience can see the full.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to skip this question, Mr. Hamid. They want to know about the company Edjobster does. You already explained. I will move on to the next question, which is the last one. Why should schools use your service instead of relying on regular job portals? It's an interesting question, though.
Well, my software is not a job portal.
Okay.
Okay, it's a applicant tracking system. It's a cloud-based software. It's not an expensive software that you will have to pay a lakh rupees to use it. It's a tool. It's just a part of an ERP, you can say. It's just a small tool, which actually helps in streamlining the process. And if you are asking why you should not use the job boards and that, see, my software has integration with all the job boards that you are already posting. The problem that you are having right now is that you are receiving applications in emails, or it is on the job portal, and it is scattered on different places because you are also posting on Indeed, on Naukri, on Nuavo, on LinkedIn, but
Yes,
the data is scattered.
right.
What my software does is it is integrated to all the job board. When people are applying on that job board, the application is redirected in the system. Attached to the job board, you are receiving application from also Naukri, Indeed, Nuavo, LinkedIn, Google, from everywhere. Now you have data stored in one place in an organized format. And then you can use filters, you can shortlist candidates, you can send them assessments, and you can schedule interviews, and everything is at one place. So you don't have to look everywhere to find the right candidate. It will be at one place. So it
Right.
actually, the purpose is to streamline the process. That's it. And you will be, as I just told you, that these are the tasks that you don't have to worry about. It will be automated. You just have to see which is the qualified candidate that I have in the pipeline, and you can just schedule interviews. And the data that you have received, you are right, you might have be having thousands of users data, applicants data on naukri.com. I have that, right? But that is of no use if you are not reusing that. So in the app, in the software, the data that you have received, you can send them bulk emails when you have a new requirement. So those people can reapply for the job, and that makes you don't have to be reliable on naukri.com data again, that they will apply, then we will receive the application. You will trust me. I have even recruited using the ATS feature. I have recruited within 24 hours. I got a requirement. I sent email update. I got to my data. I got response from applicant who was interested. The candidate was qualified. I interviewed them. Scheduled the interview the same day, and the same day the candidate was hired, and he was asked to join after a week. So that's the purpose of the software, to make the process faster, and it
Yes, it's
can
a
be used some
hassle-free
way.
job for the organization. Yes, sir. So thanks a lot, Mr. Hamid, School Journal of Education and schoolreformer.com. Thank you for the talk and for patiently answering all the questions. A part of that, for patiently waiting also. Sorry for the technical glitch we had.
No problem.
And we also thank the audience for participating in the event. We will end the session now today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.